we're at 10.27 volts. To speed up things, I angled the panel to like 90 degrees or whatever that degree is, 45 degree incline, so I can get twice the current that I was normally getting with them just being flat like these guys. So the current right now, there's the sun, is almost 4.5, 4.22, almost 4 on this one. So it fluctuates, but it's around 4.2, 4.5. So otherwise it would be like 2.5 if I didn't angle them like this. If they were like this, it'd be 2.5. Here they're 4.0 or 4.5. So this will simulate two panels that I have flat, basically. So we're at 10.26, 10.27 on the Kodiak. So even with the double current that it was previously, let's see how fast it ticks up. I'll just keep this on here so I can see the fluctuating. Oops. Put this back on DC. DC. Alright. And we're at 426 amps. And the Kodiak's at 10.26, 10.27. 10.25, we just went down because the current went down. Let's just see how good this does. Oops. I didn't even do that. It's at 10.27. So even with double the current now, which was 2.5, now it's 4.9, 5.0 sometimes, because the panel's angled. You would think it'd be going twice as fast, right? But no, it's not going twice as fast. It's still taking quite a bit of time. It's still stuck at 10.27, but it was everything up from 10.20 to further, it just takes forever. It ticks up, 0.01 volts in multiple minutes. Like, we're always taking 2 to 4. It might take 8 to 14 minutes to tick up. So even with the new panel, doesn't seem to be any better than the other two new panels. And this is my second Kodiak, so I don't think it's a issue on the Kodiak or the panels. The issue is they don't work well together. That's the issue. So anybody who has a Kodiak and has these particular Lensun panels with the metal backing, I can't say for all the Lensun panels because I haven't tested all of them, just this one particular model. No matter how many amps you get. Okay, now it's at 1028. So let's give a few minutes and see how much it takes to get to 10. And it's at 4.8. We'll see how long it takes to get to 10, not 10.29, but 10.28. Let's see how long it takes. it's at 10.29, but sometimes it has little bursts of it jumps, but that's because the sun is at more intense, or the angle is at better. See, it's at 4.88, 4.93 right now amps. When it's consistent in the amps, then you can see the true test. But when the amps are bouncing around from 3.5 to 4 to 4.9, see, it's hard to test like this. But when the sun is consistent and there's like zero clouds, there's some clouds, but it's not much. But when it's consistently pulling a set number of amps, you can see see, we're still at 10.27 because it went up to 10.29, back down to 10.27 because the sun had dissipated a little bit, I guess. The intensity went down a little bit. But when you start on the Kodiak at 9, that's my panel. Oh, boxes. To 2.85 amps down. See how the sun, it moved a little bit, changed intensity a little bit. Now it's at 3.4. It's fluctuating. Kodiak's now at 10.27. So it doesn't matter how much sun's coming in, it still struggles to, once it hits that 10.2 volts or thereabouts, it struggles to charge in a timely fashion. But when it's at 9 volts, every 2 minutes, like clockworks, it's ticking up 0.01 volts, 0.01 volts. Once it hits 10.20, it takes 3 times as long. And that's why it would take me 3 days to charge this Kodiak, but I can charge up from 9 to 10.20 in like 30 minutes with the sun. No clouds, even partly sunny. Like in 30 minutes I can get it up to a whole volt. But after 10.20 it takes me hours and hours and hours just to get to 11. And then hours and hours and hours to get to 12. And then hours and hours and hours to get to 12.66, which is like the highest typically. So 3 days it takes me to get a full charge from like 9 volts to 12.66. But the first half hour I can get to 10.2, no problem.